Thank you, everyone, and it's a great honor to be here for today's presentation. And thanks TechShare for providing such a good opportunity to share some information from DOBOT. And sorry, I can't speak Japanese, and I will do my presentation in English. And after the presentation, if you have some questions, or we can discuss privately. And I think we have a friend here who can speak Japanese and can do the translation for me. Yeah, thank you. And now I will start my introduction here. I'm from DOBOT. My name is Xie Junjie, and I'm the product manager for DOBOT Magician, and M1 and the Vision Kit and other products as well. And today's my presentation will be divided in two parts. First, I will give a simple introduction about our company, and then I will talk about the latest products and the roadmap for 2020, for the next year. DOBOT is a pathfinder for the lightweight desktop robot. We are started from the early version of DOBOT Magician. That's the first product of our company. And we are focusing on the development of smart robots that integrate perception and new interaction technology. We are dedicated to building intelligent and easy to use robots for education, manufacturing, and business. And I would take a little time to talk about the product vision, because I'm the product manager, so it's actually my personal thought about our products. The robots are invented with a vision of using machine to do human work, to replace human or to do those work beyond human capability. For example, high payload for car industry. Those components are weighing more than maybe a few hundred kilo. And for those tasks that with high speed requirement or high accuracy requirements. But now today we think the robots are there is more possibility for those robots to do those work that within human reach. For those works that doesn't require, for those works that with lightweight applications, for human-machine cooperation, for business and medical care and clothing industry. When we want to use robot in this new era, we have to think about the new features of our robots. First, if we want the robot to work with us, the robots should be safe. And another difference from the robots before is the robots are normally used in production line for traditional manufacturing. And those production lines are normally fixed. And once it's fixed, it can be used for production in 1 month, in 2 months, even 1 year, 2 years. It's possible. But today, the products shift a lot. Maybe especially, I'm not sure about the condition in Japan, but back to China, we have a lot of small business, and those small factories, they produce one product this month, and they shift to another one in the next month, or even just in 2 weeks, they can shift their products. So the production routine has to be transformed very quickly. In this way, the robot need to be easy to use, so it could be easy to program to be quickly deployed, and it's also need to be capable of adapting to different tasks. And this is a page we give you a little sense of our market distribution. We, for the last 3 years, we already have more than 20,000 robots at service worldwide for Japan, Germany, American, and a lot of countries. Actually, there are 140 countries around the world. And we have more than 100 core agents distributed globally, and TechShare is one of them. Yeah. And TechShare is our very good partner. And we have over 3,000 institutes and enterprise are using our robots, and we have more than 20,000 users. Because a lot of our education robots are also used in education field. Well, companies think highly of R&D, research and development, and we have more than 416 intellectual property, and among those, 41 are software patent, and 14 of them are international patent of invention. And we applied more than 100 in this year, and we have over 300 staff, and 60% of them are in our R&D department, and over 25% of them have doctor or master degree. And this is the second part about our latest products and roadmap for the next year. This is, I will give you an overview of our current products. Magician M1 and our software DOBOT Studio is currently used among our users. Of course, we also have another software for M1. It's called M1 Studio, but it's similar. And for last year, we launched 2 new products. One is for Magician Lite, and one is our DOBOT Vision Studio. And these 2 software are, these new 2 products are launched this year. And the Magician Lite is basically mainly used for education. And we also launched our new 6-axis collaborative robots. And it's already launched, but the massive production will be, we're still doing some final test and turning it into massive production. So it will be launched next year. And we are also doing some, developing some new products. It looks like the traditional robots, like 4-axis, 6-axis, and for different payload, different working range. And here is a roadmap. First of all, providing good service for our current user is very important. We will continuously upgrade our current product with latest technology we have, and adding new features to make our robot easier to use and have better performance. And the 6-axis product, collaborative robot, is coming in the second quarter of 2020. And we will, for the software, now we have M1 Studio and DOBOT Studio here. And for the next year, we are going to launch our new software platform, DOBOT Studio 2.0. And the beta version, I think, will come in the first quarter of next year. And the formal version will come in the middle of the year. And For Magician series, this product line, we already have Magician first, and then we have Magician Lite for the education, and now we are going to launch a new version. Let's call it Magician Next for now. And this new product is already in plan, and I think the developing will take around 9 months, because some of the technology is already used in other products, so it's mature. But with the new designs, there are also a lot of change and a lot of work to do. And the production will be done in the last quarter of next year. And also, to make our robots to be used in more applications, we are going to provide some new solutions and to integrate with the robot to make it easier and to put it into our software so you can use them together to finish your work. First, here I'm going to talk about a few products we are going to make. This M1 is already launched, and we did a lot of upgrades this year to make it better and more stable. And DOBOT M1 is the most affordable professional robotic arm for the industry. It has 0.02 millimeter repeatability, and with a speed of 20 degrees per second, and the payload is 1.5 kilogram. And the maximum reach is 400 millimeter. It's around the arm range. And we have also multiple functions for visual, for pick and place, and we also provide open communication protocol for researchers and for some new applications. And the CR65 is our new generation of non-programming, self-learning, and intelligent 6-axis robot. It's a collaborative robot. It can effectively helping speeding up the industrial automation process. It has a payload of 5 kilo and with a reach of 902 millimeter. The maximum speed is around 3,000 millimeter per second, and the repeatability is 0.03 millimeter. It's actually is similar to the Universal Robot 5, UR5. And here is a video we show in the September. Some demos we show in September. The robot exhibition. Let's see if I can. Do we have the voice? Okay. It's okay. So because it's a collaborative robot, it can have the collision detection, and for the last view you see over there is a electronic skin. So, and this one is for showing the cooperation between different robots. There are 3 robots, and they are doing a task together, and the cooperation is very good. And this is a demo for showing to making coffee for our visitor. Because we have handhold teaching, so it can be taught in a short time. And this is a demonstration for 3D vision. We have 3D vision camera over the top, and it can see the picture and tell the robot to pick up a certain one. And this is also superior motion control. These 2 robots are programmed in one controller, and it can do the work simultaneously and have very good precision as well. Okay. And next is a short introduction about our Vision Studio. And we want to use this software to make machine vision easier because we know machine vision is widely used in our manufacturing. And for this software, we have feature matching, alignment, barcode, and QR code detection, and also have blob analyze, ROI configure, and etc. Functions. And but most important, we integrate our software robot control into this vision software. So you can easily build up a robot vision system in a short time. And these are a lot of the tools we have inside this software. And here, actually in the middle, I'm sorry I didn't find a picture with English. Here in the middle, it use flow diagram to build up the application, and all these tools you just draw from the left part, and you draw it to the workplace, and you click it and set some parameters, and the algorithm will be fine. And I will show you some of the. I will explain some of those tools. For example, if we want to do a color sampling, and here we have color processing, you can just draw this tool, and it will find the color. And we also have some measurement tools over there. For example, you can measure circle-to-circle measurements. So if you have components with some holes on the top, and you can just put it onto the camera, and you can measure the distance of those two holes and decide whether it's a good component or it's a bad one. And then you can also have with our magician robot command and our M1 command to tell the robot how to pick up the component and where you want to put it. And we also have our communication tools here. So you can talk to PLC with I/O or Modbus. And there is some other functions. Yeah. And here for vision machine vision, we always need to, because it's actually application based. So different application, you have to write different algorithms for this kind of for the work condition. And here we have a lot of image processing and tools. So you just can set up the application in a short time. And okay. Let's see if we can. Here is some demonstration of the applications. And for example, the first one is like a circle finding. So you have components, and you can just quickly find those circles, and you can do the alignment work. And the second one is feature matching. So if you want to pick a certain stuff, for example, we have, if we have a sticker here, and you want to check if the sticker is in good shape, and you can just use feature matching and just compare between the two images and to see if this image is qualified. And we also have this line management edge cross detection, and this one is for count, so you can just use feature matching or use some tools like circle or square finding just to decide how many objects are inside that part. And this is just it's a complicated application. Actually, it's a switch, multiple switch, and you can use machine vision to check if those switch are, what's the number on it. And the following part is the new products to be developed. We are currently actually planning those development, and especially for the DOBOT Studio, actually it's already being under development for a few months. And before we show our products going to the concepts, because the product is not developed yet, I just show the concept. But before I talk about the concepts of those new products, I will show you some application and demo from our users. And of course, we are going to see more in the following speech, but yeah, this is also part of it. The first one is it's a Choudaifu. It's a gold jewelry company in China. Actually, one of the largest in China. And you know, the gold is very expensive. This is one of my favorite example of how magician can do the industrial work. For the gold, we all know gold is very expensive. So every gold, when it comes out of the mold, they want to check if the weight of this jewelry is in the right number. And they have a very dedicated weighing machine over there. So before they have this new application, they just put the gold on this machine and wait for maybe 5 to 6 hours to make this stabilized. And wait it is stabilized, and then pick the gold, check if the number is right. But now they just can, before this they use just human to put one and wait a few seconds, pick up and pick another one, put it on it and wait again. And now they can just use with a camera on the top and with a small robot like DOBOT magician, they can easily handling this work. And the second one is a transportation company called Yangchentong. It's from Guangzhou in China. They bought this card from the companies, from the manufacturing company, but the card initialization, and they also want to charge some money inside this card. This whole process is controlled by their own workers. And they just use people they have 5 machines before them and put the card on each of them and just wait a few seconds, like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, and then just pick them off and then put another round. Here they can just use this simple machine to do this work. And for this two work, we can see there is not much weight requirement. Those components are very lightweight, and actually not much precision requirement as well. And here is okay. Here is some examples from KV Electronics in Thailand, and this is some demonstration application showing that human-machine cooperation. I think it's really good. I'm really glad to see this. I will give you a few short explanation. And this first one, they use they transform the last joint and to the horizontal direction, and then just the worker over there, they just align those components on such a structure that held by this robot, and the robot just put it into this liquid part. And the second example is that it's a testing procedure, and they use Blockly over there to program this robot to do this work. And you can also see there are a lot of, actually there are 13 robots, DOBOT magician, are used in this factory for 2 years already. And the third part is also some testing procedure, and the worker just put the components on the robot and press the green button, and the robot will do the measurement. These are also two examples from this company. Sorry for this video. I think it crops. Anyway, I will explain. For this component, they need to put into this packaging stuff. And this component is like a IC. So you have the first, you have the, so this product have direction. But if you want a human to put it inside, maybe there will be an error, and it may cause problem because it has the wrong direction. And here they have a testing machine here to test if the angle is correct. So the human puts, this worker puts these two IC over here and to test if it's okay. It's okay, then the robot picks them up and put it into this packaging stuff. And if it's not okay, the robot will just stop there to warn this worker it should be checked and changed to the other direction. So those are very good examples that small robots to work with human workers. And here are some common characteristics. First, for the applications, it's like material processing, quality control, packaging, and etc. And they are all lightweight, small objects. Normally, the payload is less than 1 kilo. And from the demos before, I think it's less than 100 gram. And they are all standalone workstation, relatively independent from the other procedure. It's different from the traditional production line. All the work are done by robots, so if one robot stops, every workstation is stopped. But for this kind of small applications, they are relatively independent from each other, so it should be quickly set up, and And I also want to stress this point: man-machine cooperation. It's not for just replace workers. Of course, replace is good. It's no problem. But we can also think another way, just to work with people to do the simple part. If there is some task, is maybe need to invest a lot of time or people to develop the application, maybe just use a robot, do the simple part, and let the other workers do the complicated part. And it can also to work with human to prevent wrong operation. And no high speed requirement, faster than human operation is enough, because no matter which one, for example, for the last, for this kind of, the video is okay. Let's see if it can work. For example, for this one, actually the robot's speed is not very fast, but it's good enough, because this procedure is done by this worker and our robot. So no matter how fast the robot, it doesn't matter. It's just fast enough, then this worker is good. And also it needs to be flexible deployment, so it can be quickly switched to different tasks, especially for those companies in Thailand. They don't have big budget for automation, but they also want to apply the latest technology. So this kind of small robot can do one procedure at this month, and next month they can switch to another procedure. Yeah, so quickly switch to different tasks is very important for them. With all these features here, we have our thoughts on the product. First of all is our for DOBOT Studio 2.0. We have DOBOT Studio and we have M1 Studio, and now we are going to have a totally new software platform. It's not just some bug fix or just some upgrade. It's a totally new software. It's all-in-one software, so it will include the Magician M1 and the robot we are going to develop in the next year or next year. So once you learn it, you don't need to take a long time to switch to another robot, to switch another software. And the UI changes to make it more intuitive and user-friendly, because we see a lot of workers in the factory are not very highly educated, like master degree or computer science. Yeah, but so making it easy to use is very important, and also, of course, easy to program, because the robot to do a certain procedure, it has to be programmed, and this is an important part. And we are also going to provide some typical application templates, so you can just use this template to just do some modification and make you setting up the application in a short time. And it also should be extensible to more application scenario. And we are also going to have Magician next. The next version is going to be more targeting to the manufacturing field. And it is designed for lightweight application, because that is this production line target. And we're also going to increase the working range by more than 20%, and capable of running complex user applications, for example, running blocking or script offline. And it also has customized I/O function and predefined I/O function compatible with PLC. So you can quickly set up some function in a short time. You don't have to do all the program work. And it should be easier for user to add on customized tools, because we see in those applications, the tools used at the end is quite different. And we are also going to, it's also an important part, we are also going to provide much more easy approach for user to access to the target coordinate, better interaction. We are going to use some new interaction technology to help people to how to teach the robot, because yeah. Okay. Yeah. So in short summary, it should has better performance, more powerful offline mode, and flexible settings, and easy for extension. And last of all, we are also going to have more partners. We are going to work with more partners and building partnership with them to provide more solutions for DOBOT's robot. For example, smart camera. You don't have to have a laptop here to use machine vision. You can just run those algorithms inside this camera and just let the robot do the work. And we are also going to provide software gripper, and those two are for certain. And 3D vision, we are looking for some companies, but if we are ready, we'll share with our users and more. And that is I'm going to say. And thanks again for your time, and thanks again for TechShare to provide this great opportunity. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。